Hi, welcome back to Thrive in Recovery, a 5-week coaching course I designed. I'm Ryan, I'm a recovering addict, and these are basically tools that I found useful in my own recovery, bits of knowledge I found useful and tools that I found useful when it comes to managing the mind, managing the emotions, having these things serve you, taking care of your physical health, and also discovering our purpose. And these are all things that we've already done up to this point. In the first week, we discovered purpose, figured out how to follow our purpose in our everyday life and be more aligned with our purpose. In the second week, we learned basically how to have the mind work for us and serve us with reframing and perspective shifting and positive affirmations and gratitude. And the third week, we went over emotions, how to handle emotions, how to appreciate emotions, and ultimately use them as signals that are telling us something important, and how to pay attention to them and define them. And also how to harbor positive emotions inside of us that help us serve our goals. So this week we've been going over the benefits of physical exercise. This week is plain and simple of just us setting up a simple exercise goal. I just want to add that if you already are exercising in your recovery, then you're already ahead of the curve, and I hope you keep at it and don't give up and keep growing in your exercise journey. And you know, in this video, we're just gonna set achievable goals, and this is more for like people who don't have exercise set up in their life. They don't have a routine going on. We're gonna start off with the basics of different types of exercises there are and the benefits of them in recovery, and then we're going to just set up a simple action plan using the awesome goal setting model. And we're going to start off with a video first on YouTube, so let's look at that.
What's up, dudes, and what is up, beautiful ladies out there? Brian here, and in this video we are going to go through the different types of exercise. All right, let's roll. The first type of exercise is cardiorespiratory or aerobic exercise, which in general is any type of exercise that raises your heartbeat. Your respiratory and cardiovascular systems work together to deliver oxygen you breathe in to all parts of your body. And doing regular cardio exercise sessions strengthens both of these systems and many of the organs in these systems. There are different types of cardio exercise, and they're usually based on heart rate and exertion. Steady state cardio is keeping a constant pace for a specific distance or duration, such as walking or jogging. Even performing everyday tasks such as cleaning the house, walking the dog, or working in the yard can be considered a moderate form of cardio. Interval training is another type of cardio, where you maybe walk for 3 minutes and jog for 30 seconds, repeating this cycle for a specific time period. Circuit training can also be a form of cardio, combining some strength exercises with cardio-based exercises. For instance, 4 exercises: side-to-side hops, side dumbbell raises, lunges, and push-ups. You can take short rests between the exercises or do the complete circuit and take a rest and then do the circuit again. And more advanced athletes can do HIIT or high-intensity interval training. An example of this would be to maybe sprint for 20 seconds, then walk for 20 seconds, and repeat this cycle for say 8 bouts. This would be a 1-to-1 ratio, and the ratio can be changed as many athletes do a 2-to-1 ratio, sprinting for 30 seconds, then walking for 15 seconds. The next type of exercise is strength or resistance training, which in general is any type of exercise that requires a muscle or group of muscles to exert force. Resistance training can help improve strength, stamina, increase bone density, improve sleep, and it can also make many everyday tasks easier, such as climbing upstairs or carrying groceries into the house. There are many different types of ways to perform strength training exercises. You can use free weights, such as dumbbells, which are very efficient as they allow for a full range of motion and work more stabilizing muscles. Resistance bands are very versatile, as all you need to use them is something to wrap them around, which in many cases can be your own body. Bands are great at providing what is called progressive resistance, which means they provide an increase in resistance throughout the range of motion of the exercise. Exercise machines provide another way to do resistance training. Most of these machines are based on a cable pulley system to provide the resistance. Body weight exercises are another way to perform resistance training. In these type of exercises, your body is providing resistance against gravity. There are many other ways to perform strength training exercises, such as with medicine balls, suspension trainers, and exercise balls. Flexibility exercises are the stretching of muscles and tendons to improve joint range of motion and physical function. There are many types of stretches to improve flexibility, with the two most popular being static stretches and dynamic stretches. Static stretches consist of slow movements into a peak position, then holding that position. Dynamic stretches is moving parts of the body through a full range of motion while slowly increasing the reach or speed of the movement. The next type of exercise is balance training. Having good balance can help to prevent falls and injuries, improve neuromuscular connections, improve athletic performance, and make many everyday movements easier. There are three main types of balance: stationary balance, motion balance, and offset balance. Stationary balance is when your body is not in motion, so standing still on both feet requires balance. Doing alternating movements like alternating curls or side raises, or single leg exercises such as standing on one foot and holding the other foot off the ground, or even doing single leg arm curls can help improve stationary balance. Motion balance is exactly what it sounds like: the ability to balance yourself during movement. A great example of this is lunges. Doing a front lunge where you step forward, or especially a back lunge where you step backwards, requires a great deal of balance and coordination. Box or platform jumps are another movement that requires balance as you stick the landing. Offset balance is where one side of your body holds a weight, or each side of your body holds a different amount of weight. So doing a single arm side raise is an offset balance exercise, or doing a lunge while holding a dumbbell on one side of your body is a combination of offset and motion balance. The next type of exercise is coordinated movements, which is the ability to use different parts of the body together smoothly and efficiently. Using your hands and foot to drive a car, or walking and scrolling through your phone are a couple examples of coordinated movements. A few exercises to improve coordination include tossing a ball against a wall and catching it as it returns to you, dribbling a basketball while jogging and alternating hands, kicking a ball against a wall and stopping it as it returns to you, doing jumping lunges, alternating feet, and you can even combine strength training movements like doing a squat to an arm curl to a shoulder press, or a bent over row to a kickback to help improve coordination. Both balance and coordination are neuromotor exercises that really strengthen your ability to move easier and more efficiently. However, many people overlook these type of exercises in their workout routines, so you need to make sure you're not neglecting these. Alright folks, that's a wrap for this video. Hopefully you're doing everything you can to make today better than yesterday. I've got more videos right there for you. Till next time, I am out of here.
Alright, so that's a simple video just explaining that exercise comes in all shapes and sizes and all levels of difficulty. And so I highly recommend starting with something that you know you could do and also you have fun doing, and going from there. Things that we want to understand first before creating a new habit. So the mind is always looking to make things easier and faster for us. This is how habits are created. So we want whatever we're doing, whatever new thing we're going to learn, we want it to be simple, right? Because another thing is that your mind will resist anything that is really difficult. If it's too difficult, you'll find a lot of resistance. And that's why a lot of times people give up, because day after day of a new habit that's just too much to chew, you bit off way more than you could chew. Then you try to accomplish that, and every day you'll battle and battle and battle. And you can push through this stuff, but it makes it way harder to create lasting change over a long period of time. That's what we're looking for. Something over a 6-month to a year period that we could take on now and slowly develop and get better at over time. So take small steps, easy steps. Creating a new habit that sticks, we need to start with something simple and easy for us to implement. Here's the elements to creating a new habit. Motivation, a motivator, something that your reason why, a trigger, meaning a planned time of day, there's a plan around it, like at this time on this day when the clock hits, 12 o'clock, I'm going for a run, I'm going for a walk, or I'm hitting the gym. and then repetition. Once we repeat this cycle for at least 60 days, 60 to 70 days, then it becomes easier, and then it starts to become habit, and you just get up and do it. And also, do you reward yourself throughout the process? You have to give yourself a reward, like show yourself that you are achieving something, you are working towards something, and you're benefiting off of it. The reward could look like anything. It could look like maybe if you did 5 days worth of solid uh, workouts, like 30-minute workouts every day, then on the sixth day, the reward is just relaxing, enjoying yourself, maybe treating yourself to a movie, going out for a nice dinner, something like that. You could even do smaller rewards after each workout. I usually reward myself with a protein shake that I enjoy and make it real yummy. So there's stuff like that. And those are the four elements. And your new habit should be built as part of your lifestyle. So this just means that it should be built into what your life is, how your lifestyle is already, with only small changes. And it should be able to work with your schedule, not something so radically different that you can't do it. So the coaching exercise today that I'm going to do with you guys is we're going to make an action plan for a new exercise routine using the awesome model. And this is a model I learned in my coaching certification. And this is what the awesome model is. It has 7 elements to it to ensure that you can turn your vision into reality. So you have ambition. This is about focusing on the future, on the ideal reality that you want to create. And we started doing this already yesterday when we were talking about, or in the last video when we were talking about our ideal self, what we look like, what our health looks like, what our mind looks like. The why, your why will fuel your motivation and help you overcome any obstacle along the way to your goal. Why are you doing this? Why are you exercising? If you have a reason that you really believe, like, this is why I'm doing it, that'll fuel you. That's a motivator. And it's something that you keep looking at every time it gets difficult. Executable. Your goal has to be big enough that makes you feel excited, but not so big that it scares your mind. It paralyzes your mind with fear, and it doesn't help motivate you. So it's got to be something that you're excited about. Like, this is a big change in my life if I do this, but it's something I could totally do. It's executable. And specific, meaning you ask yourself, do I understand all the elements that make up my goal so I know how to measure if I'm on the right track? So specific would be a time, a place, a day, and a time period. Objective is you have clarity on what are the steps you need to take to move towards your goal. So objective would be writing out your plan for the week, where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, and what kind of exercise you're going to do, basically. And measurable. You have to have ways to measure your progress on a monthly basis to know where you stand. This one could come in the form, when it comes to exercise, it could come in the form of a scale. If you're working out to lose weight, you measure with a scale and see where you're at, once a week. And when you come to gaining muscle, maybe use a calendar and a scale. Calendars will tell you, at least when you're using a calendar, you can mark it off and be like, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Every time you mark the calendar off, you're one step closer. And expiration. Your goal has to have an expiring timeline because a deadline will naturally move you into action. So ignore the question at the bottom. But basically, you want an expiration date. So by this time, and you can always push the expiration date. So like if your expiration date was I want to lose weight in 6 months, then you set up a plan around that, and in 6 months you see if you how close you got to your target, and then if you want to keep losing weight, you set up another 6 months. How far you want to go, and same for gaining muscle. Same for gaining the ability to run a marathon. Maybe you want to run a marathon in a year, then that will be your expiration date. But you can keep going. It doesn't mean you just stop working out after you've achieved what you want. Okay, so right now we're going to set up an action plan. And we're going to use the awesome model. So on a piece of paper, you don't have to write the squares. What I would do is write ambition. I would say ambition on one line. And then next to it, what do I want? And then give yourself a few lines to answer that question. So 1, 2, 3. And then below that, write the next thing. Why it matters to me. So it'd be something like this. Right. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it'd be something like this. So you write the ambition part, and then give yourself 3 lines to create the note, and then write the next part. And do that all the way down. So why it matters to me. Executable. What's exciting and doable. And if I was doing one-on-one coaching, this would be a lot different. It was going to be a lot different process, but we'd be actually getting on the details, and I'd help you really specify what you're doing. But because this is a coaching video, the only way I could do this with you guys is how I'm doing it right now. So let's keep going. Specific and objective. What do I need to move towards my goal? What do I need to do to move towards my goal? And then how will I measure my progress? Measure my progress. And expiration. By when do I want to achieve my goal? When do I want to achieve my goal? So I'm going to tell you right now, after a year and a half of being clean, I was still overweight, and I was at 225, I believe. And within I want to say maybe 8 to 9 month timeline, I lost 50 pounds. And I did that a lot by setting up a plan like this. And so I'm going to go through what I did in my on my plan, but you follow along with me and kind of write your plan. So we're going to start with ambition. What do I want? I want to lose 50 pounds. And now maybe your thing is you want to run a marathon. You want to go rock climbing in a couple of years. You want to get real buff and just look good, right? Or you want to feel good. You want your mobility. You want your flexibility. You don't want to be in pain when you're sitting down. You want to be comfortable whenever you're moving, walking, or relaxing. So yeah, write down what you want. Okay. Now we're gonna we're gonna ask why it matters to me. We're gonna answer why it matters to me. So I want to lose 50 pounds because I want to feel good. I want to feel good about myself, physically and mentally. I didn't like being overweight. I just didn't care when I was using drugs, but when I got clean, I was like, man, this isn't the kind of body I want to be having. So I want to feel good physically and mentally. Write why yours matters to you. This will be something that I can't help write with. I can't help write for you. So why does it matter to you? Now, let's go to executable. What is exciting for you and doable? If you hate running, perhaps riding a bike at the gym, yeah, I could do that. It's exciting. I could listen to my music. I could watch a show while I'm doing it. Or walking on the treadmill, getting yourself get to the point where you could start running and enjoying it. Or even swimming. Swimming around, learning how to kick your legs and get it, doing your cardio and getting your body built to the place where you can start running. So what's exciting and doable? For me, it's always something I like. If I could listen to my headphones, listen to my music, my playlists, then I can enjoy myself. Or if I could ride my e-bike around on the trails, that's super fun for me. Going to the gym isn't fun for me, but being able to listen to my music while I'm there makes it better. But it's not super exciting for me. So what it doesn't have to be super exciting, right? But something that is like, I could do this. That you're excited about the fact that you think you could do it, and you could do it. So for me in that time, it was going to the gym. Once a day. Once a day for 1 hour. Doing weights, and if I had time, doing a little bit of cardio on the bicycles. But that's something I knew I could do, which is a lot. It's a big change, but I was really gung-ho, and I had the time to do it. So, like, if you're pressed with work and you're pressed with time, maybe just a 20-minute thing you can do, whether it's yoga for mobility, stretching, what's something you could do 3 times a week? So hopefully I helped give you some ideas. Hopefully you came up with a simple, doable action goal. So next we're going to get more specific with it. What do I need to do to move towards my goal? So it would basically be, for me to lose 50 pounds, I would have to do go to the gym at 5 o'clock for 1 hour, 5 days a week, and I'd have to do it for 8 months, where I'm burning at least 200 to 300 calories per session. So that's the specifics. What time are you going to do this at? Are you going to do it on your lunch break? Are you going to do it in the morning before you get ready for the day? If you just don't have the schedule for it, maybe you could do it on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday. You could take advantage of any time you have then. So yeah, the day, the time, and what exercise are you gonna do? Are you gonna walk? Are you gonna run? And for how long? And then for how many months? How many months will it take you to achieve your goal, which is at the beginning? Mine was I want to lose 50 pounds. So how long do you think it would take you to achieve your goal? If it's running a marathon, um, how long do you think that would be to achieve? If it's just to get simple stuff, just to get your mobility back, you could set it up for 6 months. I recommend all of these set up for at least 6 months away. If you try to do anything sooner, it'll be challenging. It's totally possible. You could totally do it, but we want to bring on a habit that we could start doing and creating a habit out of it, making it something that's part of our lifestyle. So the next thing is, how will I measure my progress every month? So I used a scale and a calendar. I also got this app called Habit Tracker. They have a free version, and you basically put your habit in for the time of day you want to do it, and a notification will pop up when it's time, and then you do it, and you hit done, and it marks it off for you on a calendar. So there's apps that could track your progress. There's all kinds of stuff. They even have apps like that for clean time. They have a sober time app where you could put in the day you got clean, and then every day it'll tell you how many days you have. And then finally, by when do I want to achieve my goal? So when would you like to achieve it? When does this goal expire? I'll put 8 months. And one thing to note, it's okay if you don't get exactly where you want to go in that time frame. You still, by that point in time, you'll still feel good about all the progress you've made, and then know that you could just, set another expiration date up and keep pushing forwards, keep enhancing your physical exercise journey, and just keep going. So this is a very simple goal setting model. And this is what you want to read every day, but also start implementing, right? So get the calendar, get the scale, get the gym membership, or get the bicycle, get the running shoes, get the hiking shoes, whatever. Get the rock climbing gym membership. Whatever your goal is, get what you need for it, and then just start. And while you're going, you're going to learn so many things about technique, and you're going to learn so many tips on like how to take care of yourself during a process, water intake, warming up. You're going to learn about this stuff. And also, I highly encourage you to use YouTube to go on to look up working out advice. There's all kinds of advice out there, but how to start, maybe the equipment you need. But ultimately, you just want to get going, and you will learn along the way, just like life. You learn along the way. You just go at it and learn along the way. So I hope this video was helpful in setting up a simple exercise goal, and I encourage you to let the community know what your goal is, and we'll all support you in it. And keep marking it off, and don't forget to reward yourself every day or every week. You make some progress, reward yourself. And as always, celebrate yourself throughout this process. It is important. Today you designed a action plan for setting a goal. You set an awesome goal, and you should celebrate yourself for doing that. Now it's about following through with action. You're taking the time to invest in yourself. As always, if you do this, you will gain the positive changes in your life, and so will your loved ones. And as always, remember to take your time. This is a journey. This is a lifelong journey. It's not a race. And I'll see you on the next video and in the community.